Hello guys, and welcome to this one. This video is for the weekly outlook for this new week, 27th April 2025. So let me just clear up everything so that I could just start up afresh. And I would love that I make this video very swift because some of the stuff that we're still abiding by or following by are stuff that we've discussed previously in other videos. So I wouldn't want to waste much time. From the weekly time frame, let's start from this level right here. We could notice that price broke structure here and price tapped into the discount level and picked orders that gave us this buy that went up towards that direction. So if we notice here closely, we'll notice that there was an LVJ here on the weekly time frame that price respected perfectly, and this particular week bought up aggressively. If we should switch our charts to lines, if I should mark from somewhere this point right here, I'd like to mark it up as high as that and switch it back now. We notice that price did not or refused to tap back into our discount levels. And so our discount levels, so I'll just like to mark key levels somewhere here, whereby there's an OB right there, somewhere there, and also in this level too, If I should switch back down to daily time frame now, on the daily now, what do you notice? All of these two levels fall into or within this daily FVG right here. So for better settings, I'll mark this level right here now. When I mark this level, and I've talked about this level multiple times here, this particular level I've talked about it multiple times, but let's see, probably markets will respect it though. And notice that the midpoint of this level is falling back to this breaker block right here. And again, I would like to think of this level as a level that there was a head and shoulder right here that happened, and price broke this level. So I expect that this flip level, because there's resistance around this level, I expect that this flip level most likely, if price should tap into it, it should give something good. Most likely that could still come back for ETH if price doesn't take ETH from this level though. But then let's proceed now. On one day now, if I should mark this level to this point of this breakout structure right here, you could see that price tapped into discounts, and if I should mark, you could see this FVG that is sitting pretty right here. And you could see how we tapped into it and we kept on rejecting. Notice something. If I should mark this from this low right here to the basic breakout structure, you notice that the point that price tapped back here and gave this buy, price did not tap into that discount level, which makes it inducement automatically, and I could just name it X right there. Let's increase the size a bit. Let's increase the size up to 12. What's that? 12. Let's increase it to 14 like that. So let's increase it to 14. So you could see how price took it and price tapped into the midpoint of the average and started rejecting. If I should switch back down low to 4 hours, what do we see on 4 hours? Let me bring this back a bit to this level, and this guy has been mitigated. This guy has been mitigated back to somewhere here like this. So what do we see when we come back to 4 hours now? On the 4 hour time frame, we still see this guy that we took liquidity from and we tapped into our daily FVG, and we could see how price came for 50% of this week that tapped into it. You could see how price tapped into it and started giving us buys to the upside. So there's also something that I would love to mark on the daily time frame. And it's the open of the Friday's open. What I expect to see is that if price should close above the open of Friday's candle, what I expect to see is price chasing or coming halfway through this week, or going as high as taking ETH, like at least half of this week, at least half of this week, which if I should mark should be at 34.63 if I should mark. And if I should switch back down to 4 hours, switch back down to 4 hours, you could see that the key level is sitting on just this significant level right here. It's sitting right there. And I want to also mark something that we missed out on the daily, which is Friday's high. So let's just do that real quick. Let's just name it Fry high. And also on the weekly, we did not label it actually. We did not label it. My network is trying to fail me. So sorry for that, guys. I had to check my router real quick. So I did not label it right here from the weekly time frame. So let me just put it out. Previous week high and our low right here. I'll use this for our low. So I'll name this previous week low right here. So if I should come back now, back to our 4 hours, let me just arrange this properly. This was Friday's low right here. So let me just arrange this here, just like that. So just as I said, this level now, price closing above this level, price giving a full body break above this level would indicate that most likely would go as high as half the week, which is sitting right here, and 80 automatically. And if we should look at what happened from last week, we could see that there was this FVG sitting here. And let me just give the rectangle let me just give it this body, and we could see how price left this FVG. We tapped into the midpoint and we went up as high as clearing the recent high that was sitting right here before price came back as low as this, broke the FVG with full body, and that in turn turns into an inversion. And we could see how price tapped into it and started to fall back. Most people now, the expectation is to go as low as taking this low, but we could see price just came back for this buy level here. That is 50% of this week, and started to reverse back up. So what we could also notice is that there's also another FVG left here on the 4 hours time frame. And we could see how price is approaching that level too. If I should switch back down to 1 hour now, on 1 hour, we could also mark out something here. We could mark out the bullish trend line. We could see how price kept on beating this same level or region and using it to push to the upside. First of all, it was following it back to back right here, but then expanded a lot and pushed up to the upside. And notice something again, price came back to the same level, tapping the midpoint of this FVG and pushing up to the upside, and still came back, gave a fake out like it's breaking out and regaining the level again. So this level will help us like have an extra edge towards the whole thing that could happen with the new week. So what I'm looking at, I gave a call last week on my, I think during the New York session, I gave a call on my VIP channel, and this is the buy trade. This is the buy trade I give right there. So what I expect to see is that what I'm watching out for is price coming back to this level. There's a breaker block right here, and we could see this FVG here on 1 hour. There's a breaker block, this FVG, so sitting at the midpoint of the FVG, probably a retracement back to this level, and then we see price chasing towards the midpoint of this FVG right here. Most likely to be the midpoint, and that is where we could start to see some form of rejection, which might probably push price back down to break this trend line, or most likely coming back down to this level, and we could see a full body break out of this level. And if we see this full body break now, it will give room to get more buys, reclaiming these buy levels that were broken here, reclaiming those buy levels that were broken there, and price taking it and chasing for more highs, taking out Friday's high. But then if this should fail, that is, if price should come back to this midpoint, chase this midpoint of this other FVG2 here, if this should fail, we would see price falling back, maybe coming back to tap this the trend line level, picking the inversion, or because price would most likely close below this FVG right here, picking back the midpoint of it and breaking out full body out of the trend line. And once price does this, it will easily take out previous week low, whereby liquidity is sitting right there, and picking more orders probably somewhere here and chasing for more lows. And if this should be a scenario, what I expect to see is price falling back down as low as 3,137 or 31. That is coming back for this level that we've been talking about multiple times right here, before we could start to see buy opportunities. This is another very possible scenario that could happen. It could go as high as this, faking out right here, doing a fake out to trick people or to trick buyers that price have broken out, and then chasing their stops, because some people, if they don't mark out these breakouts properly, it will just lead to price chasing their stops. So these are what I'm like expecting or looking out for this week. But regardless, we always react to what the market sets before us. And if I should mark out this this FVG right here, if I should sit back down to like 15 minutes, now, if I should sit back down to 15 minutes and to just use this LTF trend line that was pushing price back down from this level, because from the point that we picked out that 4 hours inversion that pushed price down lower, now you would notice that price kept on hitting back this trend line level and pushing back lower. But then at some point somewhere right here, we could see how we came. There's another FVG here. I don't know if you could see another FVG right here. Price tapped it, pushed lower, it then broke out of it, retested it, and broke out of this line. So from lower time frame, we could see it a lot more clear, whereby this is a breaker block here, tapping it and coming around this region, whereby we get our confirmation. And I told you, if we should close full body above this level, which will exceed this 33.47, it will just lead to this. But if that fails now, failing, maybe coming back to this level, if that fails, we'll just see a rush that will just go down and chase for more lows. So regardless, we just need to keep our eyes very sharp and to have all of these key levels behind our minds, so have all these key levels behind our minds, and to just make the best out of the possibilities that could come, because I would be dropping more trades if price comes back to this level and we get 1 minute, 3 minutes confirmation. I will be dropping more trades here at this level and chasing probably with TP1 lying around the midpoint, and most likely TP2 sitting right here before a fully break above, more TP and more bias towards the upside. So regardless, we react to what we see or what we open or how the market gives us this new week. And if you're not yet part of this channel, so a subscription will really go a long way, so that we could also reach out to many subscription I like too, so we could reach out to many more people out there, and turn on your notifications too, so that when I drop more spicy content like this, you won't be left out. So I'll see you all in the next one, and I'm wishing everybody a beautiful week ahead. So thank you.